Hey guys, um, there has been some controversy that's kind of been happening and going on, and it's a lot of biblical scriptures that people are really going mad and crazy over with at this moment. And I feel like a lot of people, and it's not even just a feeling, but it's actually as what it is that a lot of people are hypocritical when it comes to the Bible. Okay, so there are groups, and I don't mean to say this to offend you, but I'm saying this to enlighten you, to help you see things as they are. Now, there are groups of people, churchgoers, preachers, who are so keen on every word of the Bible. They believe every word of the Bible is so accurate and so true. Yet, I pay attention to these guys and these women and these groups of people very, very well, okay? And all my life, I have, these type of people have come towards and forward towards me, um, you know, and I have not met one Bible believer, so-called believer, who I can 100% devote my time to, because so many of these Bible people, they're just full of shit. And what I mean full of shit is they're not devoted to really understanding and learning what the true scriptures are. You easily like to blame another and say, oh, you're giving your interpretation of the Bible. But you yourself have claimed, and you still are claiming, that you believe every word for word in the Bible. Yet you are the first one to say that Mount Ararat is in Turkey and that you have originated from Turkey. Mount Ararat, first of all, there's no Bible that states Mount Ararat is in Turkey. It says Mount Ararat, Noah's Ark, landed in Armenia. In Hebrew, in so-called Hebrew, Ararat means Armenia. The mountains of Ararat means Armenia. Armenia, it doesn't say Turkey. Turkey is only 100 years old of a nation. It's not even a real nation. If you go watch YouTube videos and you do research on Zionists who are admitting this right now, they created a false civilization, a false culture named Turkey. The Turkish culture is 99% Armenian culture. This is why if you go and watch my old videos and my DNA videos, I keep mentioning, if you want to understand what is happening in the world right now, if you want to understand World War I, World War II, and the upcoming World War III that is about to unfold, you have to go back to the Armenian genocide. All modern genocides are following the Armenian genocide. And there was not 12 tribes of Israel, there was 13, okay? And I'm going to give you an exact truth of how this unfolds. Now, I've mentioned a million times that Armenians were a tribal nation. They were not one race of people. They are a very old culture, and they were not one race. There were different groups of tribes coming forth together. Multiple different tribes, and each tribe was mixed race. Okay? They were mixed race. If you go back to the Bible, since you believe in the Bible so much, it tells you Noah's Ark, who is an ancestor of Enoch, Enoch is my ancestor, he's my patron guardian on my father's side, who is a Hebrew, who his grandson and Noah's ancestors landed in Armenia to start a new beginning. Okay? Not Turkey, Armenia. So if you're going to state that the Bible scriptures are accurate and you're going to teach people this, I highly suggest you stop stating that Mount Ararat is in Turkey and that your ancestors are from Turkey when there was no such thing as Turkey. Okay? If you're going to educate people, it was Armenia. And there's a reason why there was an Armenian genocide and it's now called Turkey. So if you consider yourself to be Hebrew, if you consider yourself to be an Israelite, you should be knowing this. And you should be educating your brothers about this. Okay? You know why it's not written that there was 13 tribes? You know why? It says the world started in Armenia, but there were 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so if there was 12 tribes of Israel that started in the land of Armenia. Who mothered these 12 tribes of Israel? Where did these 12 tribes come from? They came from Armenia. 13 is the nation of Armenia. It is the culture of Armenia. It was the tribal people of Armenia. Hence why, if you go back to my videos, you see me showing Armenia and the divine feminine, because the divine feminine comes from the land of Armenia. There are Israelites who actually fight Africans. And I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelites that are dark-skinned, that they themselves are claimed they're from Africa, and they go through fights all the time with other Africans. They constantly fight with Africans, and they say, no, the world didn't originate from Africa, it originated from Turkey. First of all, get your facts straight. Ararat was Armenia, not Turkey, because there was no Turkey. Second, I highly suggest you look up the Armenian genocide and how they crucified Armenian women just for being Armenian. Because the Armenian women are associated with the goddess Inanna, who was crucified. They're associated with Jesus, who was crucified. Okay? Because there's this bloodline connection going on here. 13 is associated with death and rebirth. Okay? There are ancients who know this, and there are Zionists who know this. If you do your research on YouTube, if you look at documents, the Zionists will admit this. Even Armenians who are struggling to keep their heritage and their culture alive to this day, Western Armenians, always have told the people the world has started from Armenia. And not even just in the Bible, there's archaeological evidence that they have found. I even have YouTube videos uploaded on my channel under one of my playlists that they have found evidence that states, or it shows that what the evidence that they have found is actually dates a lot back to then Africa. Okay? So just look into that and just make sure that when you're stating that you believe in the word by word of the Bible, but you're preaching something that goes against the Bible, then, that's not legit, and that's not very sincere. So you got to be able to see certain things, okay? And like I said, the world started in Armenia. That means the tribes started in Armenia. That means the tribes were Armenian, and the tribes, this is why I always say Israel. Israel. What is Israel, really? Isis, Ra, El. If you go back to Egypt, hence it says the Israelites left Egypt. Right? According to Egyptian religion, Amun-Ra is very much connected to Armenia. Basically means the same thing. Armenia means men of the sun. Amun-Ra is basically god of the light, god of the sun. Isis is very much connected to Israel. Isis tricked Ra for him to give her his secret name so that her son El can rule. Who's El? Look up, go open the Hebrew Bible. Who's El? I'm asking you to look this stuff up, okay? So, if you're going to say that you believe in the scriptures, I highly suggest you actually do really look into it, because it has never said. And I'm asking you to go and look into the Armenian genocide, and I'm asking you to really thoroughly do deep research, okay? Because I know I have genocide in my ancestry. The entire thing was a whole plot. Just like Armenians have been tricked about what their true culture and ancestry is, just like the Hebrew Israelites the real Hebrew Israelites have been tricked. The whole thing has been tricked, but we're in it together. So just know that truth, all right? Know that truth. See ya.